In this video I'm going to show how I blend two images. One a long exposure of the sky and then another one of the lone tree in a field. The reason why I'm going to need to blend it is because it was quite windy. The tree's moving, so I want the tree nice and sharp, so I need to blend the quicker exposure with the long exposure of the dragging clouds. So let's get straight over to it. So this is the long exposure. It was 158 seconds to get some movement in the cloud, and then I took another exposure nice and sharp, and that was 1/400th of a second. This was to get the tree nice and sharp in the image. I'm not going to touch anything at the moment. All I'm going to do is send them straight into Photoshop. So all I need to do is select the two images by holding down the control on a PC and clicking on the two images, right click, and then we'll edit in Photoshop, open layers in Photoshop. That's very important, or it makes life easier, put it like that. We've got the two images open. This is the long exposure, and then underneath we've got the quicker exposure. I'm going to select both the images first of all, and I'm just going to line them up. So we're just going to go to auto align. Okay, fantastic. And then we'll just need to crop that, obviously. So we're just going to crop that down like so. Now this doesn't have to be actually totally in line, because I'm going to remove one of the trees anyway, so it wouldn't actually matter too much. So let's leave the crop at that for now. Crop that so they're both in line. We'll just switch one off. There we go. I'm going to select the top layer, and I'm going to grab the remove tool, and I'm going to attempt to remove the tree completely from the image. And this should make life very simple indeed, hopefully. So we'll highlight the tree and then click the little tick button, and that will hopefully remove the tree fantastically. Sometimes it will replace it with another tree or another object. I'm hoping it will just remove it. So we've got the two layers there, so they're ready for us to use. What I'm going to do now is switch the top layer off, which is our long exposure layer. And what I'm going to do now is try and select the tree and the field. So the first thing I'm thinking of, if we can select sky, just select a layer. If we select sky, we'll just see how good a job it does of selecting sky. Then what we'll do is just invert it. That means it will select everything else but the sky. So if we go to select, invert, that's selected everything now, and then all we've got to do is do a copy, make a new layer and paste. And then what we should be able to do is switch on the layer above, drag the tree layer and the field layer from below above it, and we've now got a blended image. It really can be that simple. Sometimes it's a bit more difficult with the select, but make sure you've got AI select ticked in the top here when you're doing the select, because it will do a lot better selection of technical objects like trees and things like that. It'll go all in between the leaves and everything, and does a fantastic job. So that is the image done in a blend. All I need to do now is go back into Lightroom. You can obviously do this in Camera Raw, but I just like to use Lightroom. It's just what I'm used to. So all I'm going to do is save that image now. We'll jump back into Lightroom and finalize the edit. So we're back in Lightroom, we've got the edit. All we need to do now is move it into the develop module, and the first thing I'm going to do is remove some of these distractions by selecting the remove tool. I don't like this tractor marks down in this corner here, so I'm going to have a go at removing them. I think I'm also going to try and remove these ones, but let's just see how it goes. We'll try that. I'm going to remove that little bit there, that bit of grass there. So any sort of outstanding distractions, I'm going to leave the other two lines because it shows the shape of the field. I just don't like them in this bottom corner. So let's see how that gets on with the AI. And it has done a really good job. I'm going to remove a couple of little more green areas. I think I'm going to remove that little stripe there. There's a little sort of stripe of green there. I'm going to keep the rest, everything else, yeah, we'll just remove those again, just to tidy it up a little bit more. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The next thing I'm going to do is actually going to crop the image, and I'm seeing the image as a 16:9. So I'm just going to set that at 16:9 in the ratio there, and then I'm going to bring the things I'm looking at are, let me just go over this blue sky. I'm going to remove that with the crop, and I don't like this sort of lump of green in the bottom here. So what I'm going to do, I can crop both of them off. Not only that, but it also sets the tree on the rule of third, which is fantastic. So I think that crop works extremely well. So we'll just crop that. That's brilliant. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. The way I zoom out is control and plus or minus to move in and out, or if we just click on the image, it will go back to the full size. I'm basically just having a study of it, almost as if I've stood away from the image and I'm just having a little study of what I want to do. I want to bring a little more detail out in the sky, and I want to emphasize this nice shadow of the rolling hill there as well. So we'll try and work on that a little bit. So I'm actually going to drop the clarity down a little bit and do some general adjustments. I'm going to up the texture. I'm going to just bring the DAs up slightly, which will bring that contrast definitely into the sky, but not too much. What it does do is add saturation, so I'm just going to drop that saturation down a little bit, and I'm also going to just bring the blacks up to somewhere there. Shadows I'm going to leave for now because I want to control my own shadows, if you like. Highlights would just can drop them down or bring them up. You know what, I think I'm going to bring it up for now to about there, but then I'm going to try and work on the sky itself and try and do a bit of a blend there and bring that sky a little bit darker. So let's go over to the masking tool. We'll select the masking tool, and what I'm going to do is select landscape and just see if it divides the image up into the selections that I need. Hopefully it'll select sky, object or tree and the field, but we'll see. Okay, so it's it's selected sky and it's selected mountain, the field, which is not actually too bad. I could actually use them selections. It's selected with a mountain. I don't know why, but part of the tree is now a mountain. Not so sure about that. So we'll click on both anyway, and we'll create selections of the two. Okay, so first of all, we'll work on the sky. Fantastic, it's selected the sky and it's done a real good job of it. That's what I wanted to do. So now I'm going to drop that exposure back down a little bit. But with the sky, I'm going to subtract a radial grad around the subject, the tree, or something like that. So when I do adjust the sky, it doesn't adjust around the tree. I maybe need to make that a little bit bigger, to be honest, like so. Okay, and drop down the blacks there a little bit, drop down the whites as well. Okay, I'm just going to adjust this a little bit more, not quite happy with how it's feathered, so that's better. That's working a lot better. Okay, let's just drop down just a little bit there. Okay, so that is the first sort of work I'm doing on the sky. Then I'm going to grab a radial grad and just bring it down with a little bit of an angle like so, and I'm just going to drop that exposure down again, and then I'm going to do it once more like so. Brilliant. I'm also going to do it to the bottom here, to the field. Just where that field changes somewhere there, I'm going to bring the exposure down, in other words create a shadow like so, and bring that detail out of the shadow. I'll do another one on top of that, but bring it more from the bottom, somewhere there, and drop that down again to make it look more natural. That's brilliant. Then I'm going to get a radial grad, and I'm going to come in from this side like so. Change the feather in a little bit, somewhere like that. Then I'm just going to up the exposure of that. Brilliant. And I'm also going to up the temperature of that to make it a little bit warmer, like so. That is fantastic. Then I'm going to do an overall sort of vignette from the tree. So I'll grab a radial grad, I'm going to invert, and then I'm just going to bring down like so. I'm not over keen on that first filter that I put in there. I'm not over keen on it. It's not quite working how I want it to. So I'll make it a little bit bigger. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm not happy with that at all. What I'm going to do, I'm going to remove that graduated filter. So all I've got to do is click on the little eye button and I'll knock that off. It was too strong for me. I'll tell you what, let's just drop the amount down instead. Like so, that's a little bit better. And then what I'm going to do is just grab a radial grad. We'll adjust the feather again, right in like so, quite small, and we'll intersect with sky. Okay, we just need to, it's on the invert, that's why. There we go. So I've just made it a little bit more natural, that blend. That's looking really nice. That is looking really, really nice. I'm going to just select the sky again. So another select, sky. And I'm just going to up the DAs a little bit. Now I know it looks, what are you doing? Drop the clarity. And I'm also going to drop the saturation. Like that. We'll bring the blacks up. The whites, give it contrast. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The last thing I'm going to do is do a little bit of sharpening. So we'll just go down to the sharpening. Hold the Alt key down and up the mask, because all I want to do really is sharpen that tree area there, like so. Bring the detail right up, radius right down, bring that sharpening in somewhere there. That's fantastic. And there we have a nice, quick and easy blended long exposure image. Give it a go, see how you get on. Some images are easier than others, some subjects are easier to blend than others, but give it a go. Get the information, even if you can't do it now. Study this, have a go at it, and give it a go, and I'm sure you'll sort it out. What I will do actually is put a download of this image, so you can, or the two images I should say, so you can go along with it and try and blend them images yourself. So them two images, I'll put in the link in the description below, and you can give it a go at trying to blend these two images together. And then when you go out there and shoot next time, you can keep this in mind and think, I want to do this. Obviously with buildings and that, long exposures, nothing's moving, but if things are moving like trees and that, you need to blend them images to get the tree sharp anyway. Okay, hope you've enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.